Hi, my name's Megan. I was here at Changecamp today and joined an electoral reform themed group. We came up with some really great ideas in terms of how to affect change and how to improve our electoral system in Canada, working within a parliamentary democracy system. We used the BC referendum coming up as a case study because we certainly don't want to take on too much, and it's a really tangible and easy to understand model for us to work within. The first idea that we came up with was to establish a website that would actually visualize different voting systems so that citizens can input projected voter data, so projected votes, and actually watch that vote data turn into seats under the different systems. So a first past the post system would generate X number of seats for one party, and they may have a majority even though they did not have a majority of the popular vote, whereas under a proportional representation system you could watch that happen and have the seats distributed proportionally, or under a single transferable vote you could presume that seats would turn out a certain way. Our second great idea was a BC buddy system. A lot of Ontario-based electoral reform advocates have the scars from the 2007 election, and we'd very much like to help our friends in BC that are advocating for change in the electoral system, not just moral support and not just support in terms of sharing our stories, but actually offering up volunteer hours to help them with phone banks or developing any web content or any other help that we can provide. We would use Facebook to share our stories and to add friends, develop a Facebook application with a BC Buddy tagline. Third great idea was to re-engage the Ontario Citizens Assembly if there were any volunteers that were still interested in working out on this theme, and maybe even sponsoring them or doing a fundraising campaign so that they could experience the referendum in BC. Fourth and final fantastic idea from our electoral reform group was reintroducing the idea of vote swapping. We had a great campaign at the federal level during the last election on vote swapping. We'd like to bring that into the BC level provincial election and start discussing this further so that voters, if they do not end up winning the referendum and they're advocating for electoral reform, they essentially have a Plan B insurance policy. They have an opportunity to affect change within the first past the post system and make sure that the government that they do have is a bit more representative. Cheers.